My name is Gustavo, and this is your Expat Investor. Guys, so today I'm talking about RBC Direct Investing. What's RBC Direct Investing? It's an investing platform by a central bank from Canada, which is Royal Bank of Canada. Well, I really trust them, but a lot of people disagree that this should be used because
Ask
we
me why the RBC Direct Investing platform has been down since the beginning of the Start My Money hostage. Like, is this some kind of, are you guys in cahoots? What? And you have the audacity. They have the audacity to be charging $10 per trade. $10 per trade. When you buy a stock, it's $10. When you sell a stock, it's
but
$10.
as you hear, there's $10 here and there's $10 after. So to avoid that, we do have different. Canada does have platform that works, which is called Wealth Simple. If you're interested, we could kind of do in a comparison between um, what's the benefit of that and what's the benefit of this and how much insured is each one, because you're going after a bank and you're going after a platform. The platform, I've received a very good feedback. In fact, I might be showing you some really nice stuff from Wealth Simple in the future, as well as I do hope that in this presentation I show you a very good example of what RBC banking really is. It has a lot of resources and I bet it ought to be used. All right, let's go. Let's move on. Here we go. The direct invest. This is how I'm going to show you how I'm going to get into the direct investing platform. I am not a sponsor. I am not a financial advisor by no means. I do not relate to anything as far as RBC. I simply and plainly use it for investing purposes and for my own personal banking. So this is a practice account, so I don't really care about showing you. It just goes over like the kind of stocks that I've been kind of watching and then like the kind of limit that they gave me. And so they gave me like 35 in this one, and I gained 9. Like it's just a practice account. Right? I want to buy. Yeah, let's say I want to buy. So I would go here to buy. It would already designate the account, and then it tells me, oh, here's the price and everything. But it doesn't have to be. It could be like, let's say I want to do Ford, and Ford's US, so let's do Ford. So Ford right now is at 925 US, and then over here you put how many shares. So we would go with like, let's say we have like 100 shares, give or take. And then when it comes down to market price, over here you just have to be careful, because if the stock is moving really quickly, then it generally tends to go with the highest price. So I always try to put a limit on it. So limit kind of says like, okay, if it's 925, and right now it's moving a lot, so I'm gonna say I'm not gonna buy it any more than 925. There's a stop limit, so like the limit. I'm not so certain of how this works. I basically only use limit and market. If I really want the stock, I do market. Limit is something I'm not willing to pay after, because I know it may not show any order duration. Usually I just put day, because I don't like to see like, I don't like to, if I have the money there, I don't like to come back tomorrow and it be sold, bought at that price. Generally, I don't like to make trades over a day. Usually I could put any part and then it buys a little bit today and a little bit tomorrow, and it doesn't charge you any more fees. All or one also works, but it's harder to do it with like small caps, small price stocks, small price stocks. Usually, like you could buy up to 10,000. Like you usually would buy 10,000, 20,000. But like it's hard to sell all that at once, because not everybody's selling and buying at that price. So usually I do any part, and then if it comes back down, it buys more. But if it's all at one, generally you can kind of get away with it with high price. Like if it's $50, $100, even higher, you could put like 50 shares or so, and then make the purchase. Again, if you have the RBC credit card, then you get rewards. You could use that to pay your commission. So over here would be the next step. Like you're just confirming. It just tells you, oh, you're buying there, and it's telling you, oh, it's going to be 900 US and so on. And if you're using a Canadian account, then it would just switch over. If not, that's fine. Sell. So for sell, I would go. Let's say I want to sell a Neo stock, and then that's 46, and I would put a stop limit at like let's say 45. Like I'm just putting a price there because I just want to show you how it works. You know everything. And okay, order submitted. Okay, let's do that. And so on and so on. But I don't want to do that. So what the next part would be like view order status, which you can check both in your mobile, and then it shows you here pending and cancel. Modify, you can change the pricing of it, and then cancel. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel. So perfect. So I just wanted to show you a little bit on the buy and sell process here. So in the place of orders, you have stocks, EFTs, options, mutual funds, fixed incomes. You can get a quote, manage your wish list, do research. It allows you to go into like whether you want to understand ETFs, understanding stocks and options. It's like a whole really cool learning tool that you could use. I personally like using the like if I have a wish list, let's say let's go with Air Canada for example. Then it has an in-depth detail on what's happening with Air Canada. For example, right now it's sitting at 27. By the way, I think it's a good buy. We'll see where things load. Things aren't yet back to normal. As you can tell, everything crashed in May and it's been recovering slowly. To tell you the truth, it's a $50 stock, so you can see it in the next 2 years doubling in price. Obviously, you would want it to, like if you're not a long player, you want to be able to try doubling your money a lot quicker. But this is a great way to try to double your money in like a year or two time. As you see, it's 40%, 44% down, and that means in order to go up, you need to go 100%. That's how it works. So, and then you go in, it tells you recent news, okay, it's bullish, and so on. It tells you, oh, it's a buy or so. It tells you the rating, tells you what it's valued at, and similar to similar stocks close to it. Anyways, it's a very nice. You could go into charts for years, like a month, 3 months, and so on. News, anything related to Air Canada in the last couple of months. Like this one says November 27th, 2020. As you saw, that was probably about 10 days ago. And recommend it. Investment academies, option trading. It goes over inspired investor, why trade options, typical calls. In my option, I should buy and call rise. I think the stock's own. A lot of people do options. I personally don't. I might get into it. Let me know if that works for you. Perfect. I just showed you everything that shows a brief overlay of what RBC investing is. That's the application with the interface. Please let me know if you want to know more in depth into it, such as database, the academy, and so on. If not, that's all right. We'll move on. Toodaloos.